Hey everyone, Charnie here with Good Expectations Realty. I am here in Silver Spring Shores, standing in for my sellers for an inspection that they have today for the house from a buyer. And since they are not here, they moved. I like to come for my clients, whether I'm representing the buyer or the seller. If they are not present, I like to come and stand in for them when they have an inspection. I think I like to have a feel from the inspector of what's going on, or if they have any questions and things like that. So this is what I do. I go a little extra mile for my clients, and if I have to, I don't mind at all. But while I'm waiting, I thought I would talk about something that people have asked me a lot, actually, more than I actually thought I would ever gotten that question. I've gotten it more than I actually thought I would. People ask me all the time, how is diversity in Marion County? It's all, it usually the first time it caught me by surprise, and the second time is like, okay, I didn't think it's something that people would want to know, or I wasn't expecting to get the question, but I understand. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. All right. So yeah, as I was saying, I believe certain experiences are very unique, from individual to individual. I thought, because we've been getting that question a lot, that I am best placed, I guess, to talk about what it is like to live here as a black person, which is the question I've gotten a lot. And what can I say? I haven't had an issue living here at all. Now, when I just moved here, let me kind of like go over that a little bit. When I just moved here, and coming from living in Fort Lauderdale and then Orlando before I came here, I was a little worried to the point where I did talk to Andrea about it. I wasn't worried to live here, but I was worried how I was going to do as a realtor, because I would have to come in contact with people, talk to people. I wasn't sure how they were going to receive me. Especially, I have an accent, and I'm very self-aware of my accent from previous experiences that has nothing to do with Marion County, and those have kind of like altered sometime how I think about my accent. But really and truly, as Andrea told me, my accent is very unique, and I always thought so too, and it makes me unique. So I'm always going to be memorable. People are going to remember me for my accent anyway. So if I use it as a tool instead of something to be very self-aware of, it will be in my advantage. And I've never had an issue with people and understanding me. You are going to meet people that have their own biases and they don't want to work with you. I've had that. But it's not from Marion County, actually. I've had that from people trying to move here and they don't want to work with me. I've had at least one or two that are very, very open about why they didn't want to work with me, but I didn't want that to make me feel any different way. I deal with people as individuals and not as a group. So if someone treat me different, that's on them, but I can't put that on a whole group, if that makes sense. And I think if all of us do that, we'll have a better world for us to live in. Let's judge individuals for themselves instead of like having biases for an entire group. So as far as that, yes, I've had experiences. I've worked in corporate America for over 10 years, and yeah, you have experiences that stay with you, some experiences that alter how you think about yourself, but you don't let them change who you are. So I'm already here in this country. So many people in my country would like to be here. So I'm not going to let one person make me feel some type of way to the point where I don't succeed. So so that doesn't really affect me like that. So yeah, that being said, living in Marion County itself, I haven't had an issue that I can even think of. Now, when I'm with my husband, my husband is a tattooed Korean man. So sometimes people are going to look, but it doesn't bother me. And they don't look, I wouldn't say I've had disrespectful looks or anything like that, or no one has said anything disrespectful to me so far, or to us while we were together. People here are friendly. Sometimes I go to places in Ocala that are very way out there in the country. I mean in the boondocks. And and people are pretty friendly. Now, if you go somewhere, and that's for everybody, regardless of how you look, and you feel unsafe, then you just get the heck out of there. You know, there are like places way deep in the woods or whatever. I don't feel safe sometimes going there alone, but that's because I'm a girl, I'm a female, and I'm a woman, whatever. And you know, sometimes you may feel like, oh man, you know, maybe I need a man with me or something, but not because of color. And you are going to meet some people that have their biases, like I said, and that's gonna be on them. But as far as like diversity here, Marion County is quite diverse. Wherever you live, you will find some kind of diversity. Schools, I have not heard anyone who have diverse families complain about experiences of their children at school. Now, you are going to always have examples or situations that happen, not that I know of, but in general. But that doesn't reflect on the entire county as a whole. It's just things happen anywhere you go. Anyway, I don't know if I addressed the question very well, but I know we've had that question quite a few times about diversity here. I live here. My family is quite diverse. I'm black, Haitian accent. My husband is Korean. My in-laws are white. So we are like every race. Sometimes when we go out, it's an interesting thing because I would say we don't really look alike, but we are family. So I don't have any issue with that. I have friends from all backgrounds. Can't complain about that. I'm a church goer. My faith is very important to me. I attend church regularly, and my pastor is very he preaches about that all the time. So like I said, let's just treat each other as an individual instead of a group, and you'll see how that changes everything. I can't put everything on a group when it's like an individual that does something. So my church is pretty diverse as well. I don't have an issue there. I fit in. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, it's not an issue for me, basically. That's what I'm saying. Now, there is not a large Haitian community here in Ocala or Marion County. Very few. I do believe there is a Haitian church here. I have not visited it. That's just because I just haven't attended a Haitian church in a long time. But I have driven right by a Haitian church before. But the Haitian population here is not large at all. There is a Jamaican population here. They are, they are spread out. There is not one space you can say, oh yeah, that's where the Jamaicans live, or that's where the Puerto Ricans live, because there is a population of Puerto Ricans here as well. Everyone just live in peace, and that's it. I don't have an issue. I haven't had an issue with my neighbors. I haven't had any issues with anyone that I've lived close to. I'm about to move to a new home, and hopefully that goes well. And I don't see me having any issue with the neighbors that I'm going to have. So, no, I hate to say it, but as a black person living in Marion County, I don't have an issue. So if you want to move here and you have a diverse family or not, but you want to know how diverse it is here, because you want to raise your children in a diverse environment, because that's important to some people, yeah, come on down. And if you need a realtor, let me know. My information will be in the comment or the description of the video, and contact me and I can help you move here. It's very peaceful place to live. It's in the center of everything. You can drive an hour, 2 hours to just about everywhere, and I love it here. It's very quiet, so I love to go to Orlando, see my friends, my church friends that I was very involved in church there, and come back to Ocala to peace and quiet, to the horse county. So I love it here. Anyway, if you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments.